Welcome to Game for Students, which means gross and microscopy explained. In this session, I shall be restricting myself to the slide of metaplasia alone. And as the name itself explains, it is gross on microscopy. Though this can be asked as a theory question elsewhere, I shall be restricting myself to the slide because this is one of the common undergraduate slides kept at multiple centers. And this is the importance of it. We shall lead and see it at a later session for theory. In this one, I am finding a couple of pictures. One is a stratified squamous epithelium in which I am finding multiple layers of polygonal cells resting on a basement membrane, and this dark cell is the basal layer. Below that, there is a loose connective tissue. In another picture, I am finding tall columnar cells. Look at the clear cytoplasm. And all the dark structures here are the nuclei just above the basement membrane, which is usually not visible. There is also a dense stroma that is seen. Normally in the ovary and cervix, we will be finding this kind of a stroma. Stroma means connective tissue. This is a schematic picture which you people can just draw, but not in your records. Both the columnar and the squamous epithelia are depicted in these line diagrams. This is a normal histology of the endocervix. In the cervix, you have got two parts. One is the endocervix, another is an ectocervix. The endocervix is lined by these tall columnar cells, clear cytoplasm, basal nuclei, and it is also undulating or thrown into folds. And this is the connective tissue. The dark red areas are the blood vessels. This is a junction of the endocervix and the ectocervix. Ectocervix, as I mentioned earlier, is lined by stratified squamous epithelium and the endocervix by the columnar epithelium. And this is the stroma. Look at this particular slide. It gives you a very clear concept about the metaplasia. This is an endocervical gland. The endocervical gland means it is lined by these tall columnar cells, and these are the nuclei. But then as I trace the epithelium, I find that at one area, it is being replaced by multiple layers of polygonal cells, and the dark ones are the nuclei. The pale area in between is the cytoplasm. Generally, the cytoplasmic membrane is not well visible in a light microscopy. So the columnar epithelium is getting replaced by a squamous epithelium, an example of squamous metaplasia. And this is the stroma. Stroma means connective tissue. This is another diagram where almost all the glands are being replaced by squamous epithelium. So extensive squamous metaplasia, and this is a stroma that is showing. Are you able to see multiple small dots? They are the inflammatory cells, lymphocytes. This particular diagram you people can draw in your record. And this is a beautiful picture which definitely should be drawn. In this, I am finding a small zone of columnar epithelium, and on either side, I am finding that it is being replaced by multiple layers of stratified squamous epithelium. A good example of a squamous metaplasia. And this gland can be used as a comparison. In between, I am finding spindle-shaped and wavy stroma, which is the connective tissue. This picture is for comparison, and I'm finding the tall columnar cells and the basal nuclei and the basement membrane. All can be seen very clearly. The arrows point out to the basement membrane. And there is a stroma showing the inflammatory cells. This is a superb diagram. This you people should draw in your histology records. And yet another one, a fantastic picture that I had taken from the net. The sources are given over here. And I find that there is a tall columnar epithelium, namely the endocervical canal. And as it bends and I am tracing it, I am finding that it is getting replaced by squamous epithelium, stratified squamous epithelium. This is the endocervical canal. Glandular epithelium getting replaced by the squamous epithelium, which is called squamous metaplasia. And this is the reference which I had mentioned here also. And the stroma is infiltrated by lymphocytes. For students who cannot understand it very clearly, you find that there is an epithelium. The columnar epithelium is being replaced by the squamous epithelium, taken from Robbins. A nice line diagram which you people should remember. This squamous epithelium and the metaplasia can occur elsewhere, such as the bronchus. And there are other types of metaplasia which we shall see in the theory class. But this is for the microscopy. I hope that you people have registered and selected your pictures. See you in game 13.